All right, guys, so we got a really cool video. There's no videos like this on YouTube that I could find. So I just recently upgraded to the Method 3 by Latitude saddle. I was a Method 2 guy when I first started, and then I went back to tethered stuff. So I went to the Tethrd Lockdown, and I think these are two of the most purchased saddles because the comfort. Obviously there is a couple more like Buzzard Roost and stuff like that have really good saddles, but as far as comfort when sitting, I think the Tethrd Lockdown and the Latitude 3 are the neck and neck competitors here. So we're going to do a really good review. I'm going to show you what I like and what I don't like about both of these saddles. But we just got it in. I've hunted with it once or twice. So it's going to be a really good video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000 followers. It's been growing like crazy. Y'all like my one stick video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But we're about to go over this review. I'm going to show you my setups, and let's get into it. All right, so we're first going to start off with the Tethrd. I've had this Tethrd for 2 years. I went from a Latitude Method 2. It was a really good saddle, but I felt like there were some places they needed improvement. It was, sometimes would have pinch in my lower back, and the whole point in a two-piece saddle was to prevent that. I think the panels just weren't wide enough for some people. Like, I don't have a huge butt, so it might fit some people better than others. But right now I'm wearing the Tethrd Lockdown saddle. As soon as it came out, I got it because I wanted comfort. I wanted to be able to sit, and in that Method 2, I was just having issues getting comfortable. I was always moving around. Stuff was pinching me on the back of the legs, on the side of the legs. So I took a chance and went to the Tethrd, and I didn't regret it at all. I love this saddle, and especially this. So like if you've had a Method 2 before, you would know they use the rope system. They love the rope system, and some people might like that rope system, but I tried my buddy's Tethrd Predator, I think it was, or can't remember what it was, Elite something, and they had these buckles. So these buckles right here compared to a belt, golly, they're so much better. I really do not like that rope belt. I don't know why some people do. I just felt like if you have somewhat of a gut and you start leaning over and stuff, that big old knot that's on the rope, even if you put it on the side, it's gonna dig into your stomach, and it's just not that comfortable. So there is some ways that you can take the rope out and put some straps in there, and I'm actually going to try that with this new Method 3. I don't want to mess the saddle up, so I want to do some measurements and stuff to make sure it's going to work first. But I have seen some people that said, certain belts work. So the biggest thing on these saddles is the support system for all the weight that you're going to have. So as you can tell, these pockets are really big. That's a good and a bad thing. So like, I one stick a lot, and I would much rather a larger pocket. So the Tethrd's biggest selling point on these, I think, was like one-hand operation. I can tell you right now, sometimes it works one-handed and sometimes it doesn't. So when you put weight in this pouch right here and it pulls to the back, I've always had issues with this zipper, being able to use it with one finger. Most of the time I'm having to like pull it and stretch it so the zipper works correctly, and it's never been just buttery smooth like that. So I think they need to upgrade their zippers to something more of like the Sitka zippers. I'm going to do a video over that pack in a little bit. But the pouches are great. These are the sewn in pouches. I kind of wish I would have went with the detachable ones, just because there is certain parts that's starting to rip from the sewing. But the pouches itself, they got two pockets right here, which I still got stuff in here, a little gear tie. But it's got two pockets at the bottom. It's got this side pocket right here, which is great. That's where I put batteries, and that's where I put my pull down rope and stuff. And then you got the big pocket for your 40-foot of rope that you use. So I use Canyon Elite rope, and it fits perfectly in there with my Mad Rock and everything. And I can even store gloves and like extra stuff. So I'm used to having everything normally on the right side. As soon as I get to the tree, my ropes and stuff like that. And then I have another big pocket over here that I keep my my gear strap. That's normally what I keep in there is my gear strap and then my lineman's belt. I don't really use my lineman's belt a whole lot, so I've considered taking it out. But with these pouches, they're so big, it doesn't take up that much space because I can literally put my phone and all kinds of other crap in here, flashlights, and I still got room. So that's a big positive to the Tethrd. The pockets are really nice. They're really easy to get to. They're right here. Now let's go to the bridge. The bridge I found wasn't that easy to use. So I know all of these get tight when you put weight into them, but what I found is every time I'm on a platform in a tree, I have to like literally try to lean into the tree because my platform's angled just a little bit, and it was so hard to get this thing to be able to adjust it. So you better do it on the ground or you're probably not gonna be able to do it, or you're gonna be struggling. So you have to obviously loosen this, and then it becomes easier to adjust. But once you get weight into this thing, especially one stick, and when you're sitting down in the saddle grabbing your stick, once you get onto your platform, this is so tight, it's really hard to adjust. And I've honestly never found the right setting. They have these little knobs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 little knobs. You can adjust the bridge in between these. You can spread it out. You can put it together. I've tried every setting on this thing, and I still get hip pinch on the bottom. I'm either getting hip pinch on the bottom of my legs, somewhere in here when I sit, or I'm getting it up here. So there's never been like a neutral point that I found on this saddle that was like perfect. So the saddle is very comfortable. It's got the pleated mesh here where you grab these handles and you pull it down like this and you sit into it. And I will say it's very comfortable. And especially if you have a bigger butt, you know, this is gonna be very comfortable because it's gonna go all the way around your butt. It's gonna feel nice. So like the guys with the smaller butts, when you pull this down, it's gonna be pinching you right here. You can only go so far down until it starts pinching you because you ain't got no cushion right there pretty much. So the things I like about this saddle is obviously the pockets, and I'm a big guy about these harnesses. So I don't want to mess the mic up too much, but this harness has helped me so much because I load this sucker down. So when I'm walking in the woods, my Latitude always fell down because of the rope. I don't know why. When you wear slicker clothes like later in the season, coveralls or something like that, they seem to be a lot more slick, and the rope just will not stay up. So I'm tying my bridge and my all kinds of stuff, just trying to squeeze this together. And when we get to the Latitude saddle, I'll tell you, I did get a harness for that one too. They finally made one. It might not be as good as this one because this one stays pretty tight. That one's more of like an elastic type of harness. But as far as this saddle goes, I will say it's comfortable to an extent. I've sat in this all day long. I didn't really have that many issues other than it was giving me some hip pinch. And I actually made somewhere in here, I made a hip pinch eliminator, like a PVC pipe. You put it in between here, but it just, when you rotate and you have to go take a shot, this would like go fast instead of like being smooth when it's at this angle. When you have this spread out with a, you know, some kind of bridge buddy or a hip pinch eliminator, when you go and you start sliding, this wants to go super fast. So it's kind of, you know, scary, you know, and sometimes it'll fall out. So the new one that I got is from Genesis 3D printing, I think. I've tried it twice. I still don't know if I'm a fan of it, even though it doesn't fall off because they have a bungee strap on it. But I just could never find a hip pinch eliminator that worked for me, that was comfortable, and it moved freely. So they have AM still here. It is pretty smooth, and this one's pretty beat up. It's frayed. But so far, 2 years using this thing, and I'm talking about using this thing, I fell down in mud and all kinds of stuff. The only problems that I've had out of this saddle was these little bungees on the back, and I'm about to take it off and show you. The little bungees on the back, I've had to replace twice. For some reason, they stretch out like crazy, and the way that they have this made, it goes through here, and it's kind of like when you put your stuff on your molly loops, it just goes through there and it stays by this little clip. So for some reason, this clip used to always pull through, or it would pull the strap through the clip, and this would never suck back up. So over time, just know if you buy this saddle, these are gonna stretch out. You're gonna have to replace these little straps quite often. I just quit worrying about it and just let it hang. But the whole point in these straps were to keep it like a 1-panel saddle. And then when you want to have the comfort and pull it out like a 2-panel, you can stretch it out. So you can see obviously how far it stretches out. But if you think about it, if you stay like this for 4 to 6 hours in a tree all day for a whole season, these bungees are not gonna last that long. They're gonna stretch out and they're gonna stay stretched out. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose of, you know, having that to where it would suck back up. Like Latitude has magnets, you pick it up and the magnets stick back on there. The magnets are not gonna wear out, but bungees, they will wear out. So I'm not down in this saddle at all because I'm still keeping this saddle. I'm not selling it. It's got a little gear hook on the back. I've never really used that, but because I've never been one to clip a platform on the back just in case I fall so I don't land on the platform. But you do have a gear hook, and you got several molly straps on here that you can connect other stuff. But all in all, this saddle is extremely comfortable. And I am gonna miss these pockets, but there is one thing that Tethrd does do, and they offer just these pockets. So you can buy these saddle pockets and put them on any other saddle that has molly loops. And I think that's probably what I'm gonna do, because when I show you this Latitude one, I did go with the old dump pouch style, but I have, I think, 35 foot of rope and it barely fits. So I don't really like that setup after using the Tethrd. I mean, Tethrd has such good quality pouches and stuff. These are so nice. I'm sad to get away from it, but if I can get these pouches to work on that, that's probably what I'm gonna do. So it's kind of like just a mixture of both, because I love Tethrd stuff and I do love Latitudes because their quality on their stuff is like top notch. The Method 2 that I had, I sold it to a buddy and it was still in really good shape when I sold it. This one right here is probably the cleanest looking saddle that I've seen as far as the stitching. You know, all the detail that they put in this thing is insane. So I'm going to show you the Latitude Method 3 here, and then we're going to go sit in a tree and I'll show you that. Okay, before I put this thing on, I'm going to show you kind of my setup, because everything that is on here came off of my Tethrd one. So I have my 35 foot of rope in here with my Mad Rock and my carabiner. I bought this Doyle's retractable bow rope. That way I can just reach behind me, tie my bow on there, and it stays tight, and then it retracts like that. This is like $20-something off Amazon. Everybody recommended it. You have to do a little modifying right here on this clip, just with like a tie bow or something, so it'll go through the molly. But this stays on there. It is kind of heavy and bulky, but you know, I'd rather a retractable bow rope all day long rather than having a bunch of ropes in my pack. Another thing that I put on here was the Ranger pouch. I think this was the large that I got, and it's, as you can tell, it's 8 inches long. It's not super large, so I could fit gloves and my lineman's belt in here. And then on this side right here, I have my pull down rope, but there really isn't a whole lot more room to put other stuff, like my strap, my gear strap, and you know, the Tethrd one. I could put all that stuff in all them pockets. So like I said, you can replace these pockets. You don't have to buy the same pockets that I got. And that's probably what I'll end up doing, is getting some bigger pockets like the Tethrd ones. They are a little pricey. They're 90-something bucks for 2 of them. But it's kind of like one of them things, once you get used to those pockets right there, you don't want to go to any other pockets. So here's the #1 thing that I never liked about Latitude. I love the company. I love the guys that work there. They're really nice. They're really informative when you have questions. But this rope belt, man, I don't know why we keep using these rope belts. I feel like they should at least offer both, like maybe do a buckle style, put it in the pack, and if you want to switch it, have some kind of system here where you just hook it up and pull this one out and it pulls the other belt through. Like, most guys don't like this rope belt. I get it, you know, the noise and all that kind of stuff, but if we're going to be honest, you can see this big old bulge right here of you know, wadded up tied rope. Anywhere you put that on your body is not that comfortable. Eventually you're going to feel it. I mean, you can get up in the stand, like if you're one sticking, is kind of what I'm getting at. When you bend over and stuff, you're going to feel this knot in your stomach. It don't matter how skinny you are. But once you get up in the stand, you can loosen this to where it's not as tight, so it won't be as bad. But the belt, I feel like, is, like I said, they should have maybe put to where you can use just a regular style belt with a clip, or you can use the rope. So that way, it, you know, best of both worlds. But the quality on this thing is so crazy. Like the stitching and all that kind of stuff. This thing looks so nice. It looks so well built. And I'm telling you right now, my wife has never sat in a saddle, and I put her in both of these yesterday. I didn't tell her what was what. I didn't tell her. She obviously knew this was a new one, but she didn't know what kind of saddle it was. She knows nothing about saddles. And I told her, I said, I want your unbiased opinion, since you've never sat in a saddle. Which one is more comfortable? And I put her in the Tethrd. She's like, okay, it's good. I put the back band on her. I made her sit down, stand up, all that stuff, and she adjusted everything, and I kind of taught her how. And then I put her in the Latitude, and she goes, oh, this one 100% is way better. And I was like, I agree. Because when I first put it on, you can tell the structure of it is like kind of like a fixed structure. It's not super hard, but it's formed. So I think that was like a big deal with this saddle. That helped a lot with the comfort. The padding, I'm going to show you when I take it off, is pretty thick, but it's not as thick as it looks in the pictures. So it's thick enough to where it you know, you can feel it on your back, your lower back, which is great. And that's, you know, I'm 31 years old, and sitting all day without a back band or something, that will kill your lower back. And these pads right here help so much. So let's go over the pockets. Like I said, this is one of their original dump pouches. I liked it before, but I don't know why I don't like it now. I guess because I'm so used to that one being sideways. So if this was like this, maybe I'd like it more. But this is their classic dump pouch. It fits 40 foot of rope, I think. and the carabiners and all that kind of stuff. You got your lineman's loops here, which are super nice quality. You got this butter bridge. So this thing right here, I'm talking about when they say butter bridge, this thing is silky smooth. At first I was like, oh, that's probably just a gimmick. No, this thing is easy to operate down here. Unlike the tethered one, it was very hard to operate. But when I'm in the tree, I can literally just let a little weight off and pull this down and adjust this. And I love that because I hate trying to struggle and sit up on the tree like this and use the tethered one and try to sit there and loosen all this crap up. This one right here, I don't know what the difference is, but whatever material this is made out of, it's super slick, and especially when you're rotating. When you're rotating, like shooting different shots like this, you can't even feel this. It feels like it's on a pulley system. So congratulations on Latitude with this. This is an amazing rope. I love it. And this thing cinches down really nice. So before I do all this crap with the belt to make it be able to tie it faster and tighter, I'm just going to go with this method for now. And this thing will get rock solid on you. So I like to wear my saddle into my spots. And this is what I plan on doing just to make it tight to where it ain't going to fall off. So as you can see, the structure of it, they got nice logos and stuff on it. Oh, well, I got to undo this a little bit. The 2-panel on this one is way better than the Method 2. Method 2 is great, but I'm telling you right now, this 2-panel is fantastic. The magnets on the Method 2 saddle, there's only a couple, and it was always really hard to get it to, to find the magnets to put it back on there, especially once you start putting pouches on here. If you just had a saddle with no pouches, it's not that hard. I mean, it kind of clicks into place, but this one right here, it's got several different magnets on here. It's a structure, unlike the other one, it was like it collapsed on itself. So this one's like stays in its form, and when you pick it up, it finds the magnets, and these are a lot stronger magnets. So when you pull this down, this thing is extremely comfortable. I'm telling you right now, I've sat in several different saddles other than Buzzard Roost and Trophy Lines and stuff like that. Never really tried theirs, but this thing right here is probably the most comfortable saddle I've sat in. I love this tethered saddle, and I thought that was the best until they came out with the Method 3, and I seen the padding and stuff and the way they built it, and I was like, dude, that one right there is going to be top notch. So I love the system. I love how they incorporated, these straps right here for sticks. I have the Latitude climbing sticks, the carbon ones, and I don't ever plan on selling those. I love those as well. So this kind of goes great where you can put, if I wanted to use those sticks, I can just put 2 right here, put 1 on the tree, and then 1 on the back of my pack or something climbing up. So they made it best of both worlds to where you can use this for your sticks and you can use this for your adjustments. So the quality of the thing is amazing. Even their pouches, man, all their stuff is just such high quality. You can't ask for better. You're spending money on this thing. You're spending a lot of money. I think that one's actually more expensive than this one. They've always been kind of neck and neck on prices. But I'm telling you right now, just my personal opinion, I think they've beat Tethrd on the quality of this one. So we're going to go sit in a tree. I'm going to show you what it looks like me sitting in the tree. I'll probably put both of them on, that way you can see both. But I'm telling you right now, if you're on the fence of upgrading, and there will be situations where I want to use this saddle possibly sometimes. I'm probably just going to give it to my wife because she wants to bow hunt, and let her use it because she's got a bigger butt than me, and this one kind of fits her better. So we're going to go sit in the tree, show you what it looks like, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so we are going to get our Mad Rock out, throw this sucker on the tree real quick. That way I can show you the way this looks on the tree and how comfortable the sucker is. So I just basically got my 1 stick down below me. I'm just going to throw this up here real quick. Need some new Canyon rope. This is like 2 years old. It's starting to fray quite a bit. So like I said on the Tethrd, that is a very, very comfortable saddle, especially for sitting. If you're a big sitter, definitely look into the Tethrd. But if you're wanting the most comfort that you can possibly get, I'm still going to say this, man. I think that Latitude has won this year on the comfort level. So let's get up here. This tree's kind of rotten. I don't have any trees in my yard, so I'm having to use my neighbors. So I'm telling you right now, just by sitting in the saddle, immediately. I have the bridge extremely short, and this on my other saddle on the Tethrd would be very uncomfortable. It would be pinching me both sides right here. And this is what I meant about how easy it is to adjust this. So I'm barely pulling on this, and I just lengthened that like crazy. So I just put another 4 inches in my bridge, and it was that simple to operate this thing. It doesn't slip, but it is very easy to adjust. So I love that part of it. Right now I have it barely, the rope's barely out, so it's not super far down here, but I can literally pull this saddle all the way down to under my hips and then pull this one all the way up, you know, behind my lower back. So really you don't even need, I don't feel like you need a back band. So with this 2-piece saddle, you don't even need a back band like on most of the other saddles. So like you know, the Tethrd single paddles, the single saddle panels, but the Lockdown, I definitely had a back band because it could never get it high enough to where it was still supporting my lower back. But this one, it's like it's made for it. It's probably kind of hard to see because of this big pocket, but my lower back is down here, and this thing is great, especially with the padding right here. It feels like a pillow on my lower back, and I love that. So like when I'm sitting, I can adjust this, and when I'm sitting, that's another thing. I'm gonna loosen this belt. It's already digging in my stomach. So I just loosened the belt. I don't even feel the belt no more since I loosened it. And now I can slide this down without messing with my ropes. And it feels like I'm sitting in a chair, like a one of them fold out chairs with cushions in it. It's crazy. I don't understand how they figured the design out to make it that way. And especially if you're hunting a tree like this without knee pads or without a knee cushion. I mean, I could sit like this all day long. Super, super comfortable. I don't really have anything bad to say about this Latitude. And I had a lot to say about the Latitude Method too after using it for a 1.5 to 2 years. But this one right here, I've only had it for a little while, but I'm telling you right now, I've saddle hunted for 5 years now. I've got so much different gear. I try stuff all the time, and I've never tried a saddle that fit this comfortable. And I'm not just hyping it up, because that's exactly what I thought. I was actually planning on returning this if I didn't like it. You know, people get on YouTube and all this stuff, and a lot of times Latitude will send them this stuff. And, you know, I'm not saying Latitude did this, but I know a lot of companies do make them say good stuff about their products, even if they don't like them. Latitude could be different. Some companies are different. Say, give me your honest opinion. That way their engineers can figure out different methods to fix what the hunter actually wants. So I'm gonna loosen this up just a tad bit more. And you got to be careful. Don't be just jerking on this, because it's kind of slick and it will let out a lot at one time. But there will be some adjustments that I'm going to do to it, as in the pouches. Not really a big fan of this no more, and I really do miss my Tethrd pouch. But I probably will end up getting 2 more pouches here. I actually ordered another Ranger pouch to put on the back just to see if I can make it work. This is the bow rope that I got attached here. You can actually use one of these for your pull down. So if you don't want to use the Dynaglide stuff, I actually seen a video of a guy using a retractable to hook it up to here, and that's a great idea. You know, just use your 1-stick rope to pull up your bow, and or your backpack and your bow, or keep your backpack on your shoulders and pull up your bow with this. And then when you get done, so you don't forget, you can get the rope version of this instead of the ribbon. I got the ribbon just because it's easier to grab, and you can hook this sucker on to your little clip, and then when you get down from the tree, you just pull it down. And as you're pulling it down, I would probably get the rope version instead of the ribbon, because it seems to get tangled up a little bit once you start putting it in different angles like this. But if you get the rope version of this, you can just clip that on there and pull it down, and as you're pulling it down, you have nothing to you know, figure 8 and clean up at the end of it. It automatically retracts and you'll be done. That's another good little tip. See, as you can tell, you got to kind of pull it out sometimes on this ribbon. I don't know why, but it works. But saddle's great. I'm gonna give this thing a 9 out of 10, because a 10 out of 10 would be perfect, and I don't think this is a perfect saddle because of the pockets and stuff. If they kind of came up with some kind of design similar to that, you know, without infringing on their, oh no, I got ants on me. If they came out with some kind of design to where it was like the Tethrd, then I think it would be a 100% perfect saddle. So There is all kinds of ants on this tree. That is not good. All right, we're gonna get down and I'll throw this one on real quick and might have to go to a different tree. Going to the Tethrd Lockdown saddle. Like I said, this thing's super comfortable. You can't go wrong with this one or that one. So it's more of a personal preference, whatever you're looking for to fine tune. This one has these straps here where you can adjust for raising it up or letting it down. But we'll hop up in the tree real quick. Like I said, I've used this thing for going on 2 years now. I've loved it so far, but there has been, like, this is my biggest thing. I cannot loosen this, even letting off the tree. This is what I was talking about. I have to like balance myself up here and I still can't get it. You gotta loosen it like that. It's just a pain in the butt. I'm not sure why it's such a pain, but it is. This bridge is not the greatest, in my opinion. So right now I have it at the top notches, and it's not comfortable. It's pulling really hard right here, and it's the pleated saddle part right here is great when you have it higher. But like I was saying earlier, to adjust any of this, you have to take complete weight off this. You can't just take a little bit of weight off of it. Like the other one, you can take a little bit of weight and slide them things down. But these knots, these little balls that are in here that you have to go over are so hard to go over unless all your weight's off of this thing. So like right now, my leg is hugging the tree, so I have to do that and loosen this completely just to adjust these. So this isn't like a simple adjustment up in the tree like the Latitude. Now we have it in a lot more comfortable spot. It's mainly pulling in the middle here. This is the second knot, but I'm still getting some pinch right here. So I'm not sure if this is from me just not having a huge butt, and if you have a big bubble butt, if this saddle will push out more and not dig into your thighs here, or if this is just a common thing with this saddle. The bridge is somewhat smooth now that I've used it so much. It's actually got a flat piece on the inside of this bridge since I've been using it. At the beginning it didn't have that. Now it's kind of flat on both sides here. But like I said, the biggest pro to this saddle, I believe, is the pockets. The pockets are amazing. I love the pockets on the saddle. I'm probably gonna get some for that one, like I said earlier. But other than that, the comfort, it's good. I'll probably give this saddle a 7, maybe a 7.5 out of 10, just because of some of the things that I just can't get over on it. I do love their buckle straps. Tethrd always does a good job at using these Raptor buckles. I wish Latitude would offer that, you know, maybe throw a belt in or something since you're spending so much money on a saddle. I can't remember how much this saddle was. I want to say like $400 something, $459, and that one is I think $300, so $100 less, and it's, in my opinion, better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not a biased person. Like, I try all kinds of different gear. My gear is not one fits all. Like, I literally have every brand. I have West Slope, their new bino harness, and I love it if I'm going to be on the ground. But if I'm in a tree or like in a saddle or one sticking, I'm just not wearing a bino harness. I tried that one hoping it was going to work out for me, but it just gets in the way of these bridges, and I cannot stand to be cluttered up here in the chest area. So I love the bino harness. I love the deal if I'm hunting on the ground or in a ground blind or something like that. But that's for another video. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 1,000 followers, which is awesome. I'm trying to do a lot of good quality content for you guys, and I feel like this video is going to do well because nobody's done a video over this, and I can't be the only one that was wondering if the Method 3 was everything they said it was, and if it was better than my Tethrd. So like I didn't really have any plans on upgrading, but I'm definitely glad I did. Went back to Latitude on this one, and I'm gonna have to give that for 2025 between Tethrd and Latitude. Latitude definitely beat them on the saddle. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, quick little side note before I let you guys go. I'm just kind of doing like a survey here, trying to see who would be interested in some hats. I'm thinking about starting an apparel company with our brand, but my wife makes these homemade. Don't know how much we'll charge just yet. Just depends on how much they cost us to make and stuff like that. not going to overprice these hats because I want this to get out to everybody. This is more of a Christian-based YouTube channel. So I put my favorite verse on the side. Thrill Seeker logo here. This is a multi-camo, kind of like my bino harness from Marsupial. This is one of my favorites. I have a black one here, black camo. This is another one of my favorites. More of like a desert camo, multi-camo. And these are Yupong hats. Like, this is the ones that I like. I've been wearing these for like 3 years now. This is the only hats I'll buy. So, got the gray, which looks great. I have several of these grays. I bought like 10 of them a while back. Been wearing them. So, if you guys would be interested in buying some of these hats, just do me a favor. Let me know down in the comments. And if we get enough people here, maybe I'll start making them. So, God bless. I'll see you guys later.